All right, friends, just 2 weeks away from today, Nashville is gonna go green, but Music City Irish Fest is already underway, and it is so much more than green beer.
That's right. This is a cultural fest that is taking Nashville back to its roots. We're here with the CEO of Music City Irish Fest, Brenda. Welcome in.
Hello, hello.
We love the green.
Thank you so much.
You say yes, Nashville is Irish.
Well, a lot of people don't know that, so I like to say Nashville's Irish and they don't know it.
Okay, elaborate. There's a lot of roots there.
There are. Nashville was founded by, if you've ever been down on First Avenue and saw that statue of John Donaldson and James Robertson shaking hands, those gentlemen were Scots-Irish, which means they came from Scotland, went to Ireland, and all of our roots here in Nashville are based on those Scots-Irish people coming, bringing their music and their culture here.
See, that's so cool. I love that we're learning a little bit about Nashville in all of this. Okay, so speaking of this month-long, pretty much, event, it's already underway. This last weekend we had some Irish dancers. What are some of the highlights that we can catch along the way?
So one of the things that's really cool is that the roots of bluegrass and country music are Irish. So we have a really cool event happening at Harkin Hall this Saturday, March 8th, and it's called Greengrass Bluegrass. And it has a top Irish band and bluegrass band that are going to be doing some things collaboratively as well as separately. It's going to be a really cool show. Plus, we're taking the Grand Ole Opry green. So on March 15th, we have an Irish artist that's going to be debuting. It'll be his first time, Niall McCabe. And there will also be a parade in East Nashville on the 15th that morning.
Look how cool the Opry looks. Green.
I know, isn't that beautiful?
Yes, and I love a parade. This celebration, as Laura mentioned, nearly a month long now. It has no doubt evolved. I mean, I remember when it first started, I think you said it was 2015, I dug up this picture of my family from 2016. When this all started at the statue there just off the Mumbrian, and my little boy, oh my goodness, he's 10 now. Talk about how it's evolved.
Well, we used to sit in the pub there, and my kids would be performing, we'd be listening to Irish music, and I'd sit there and I'd look at the statue and go, somebody ought to put clothes on that thing. And I may or may not have created costumes to put on that
You
first
put
year.
the kilts on those statues?
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. I wish we had that to show off.
This is the lady behind it. Brilliant. We love it.
Started a tradition, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
But that's how it kind of got started, and then we had the festival at the foot of the statue there on Mumbrian, if you remember, and it's just grown and grown and grown, and now we celebrate in venues all across the city, and we're just trying to help everybody understand that there's so many different ways to authentically celebrate St. Patrick's Day, not green beer. That's not an authentic way to celebrate.
Yes, because it's the food, it's the history, it's the, you know, authenticity. But you know what's really cool? This lady, she has been to Ireland 30 times, and you're gonna go again, but you're inviting some friends.
Yes, yes. So Music City Irish Fest has a trip every year. So if you go on musiccityirishfest.com and put travel to Ireland, you can see the trip that we're having next month to Ireland.
We need more details than that.
Yes. musiccityirishfest.com. You can also go on Ireland.com. Tourism Ireland has a wonderful website about traveling to Ireland. They love to say, fill your heart with Ireland.
What do you love most about Ireland of all the times that you've been out there? Why should we go?
It's absolutely the people. I mean, it's beautiful, it's green, there's music, there's dancing, there's all this amazing history and hundreds and thousands of years old castles and things, but it's the people. They're just amazing. There's this lovely quote by William Butler Yeats, "There are no strangers here, only friends you haven't yet met." And it's such a true statement. You go into any pub and these local Irish people will be chatting to you and where are you from? And you say Nashville and they'll go, oh, do you know Dolly Parton? or whatever. And they love Irish music. They love country music. They love Nashville, even though they're from Ireland. So it's there's a very strong tie. I say there's a love affair between Nashville and Ireland, and there's so much back and forth. And now that we've got the new direct flights on Aer Lingus, we can get back and forth much easier.
Yes, exactly. You know, gosh, I love learning about, you know, history and culture. But you know, what was fascinating is that you said there was the bluegrass. What were some of the more like interesting historic findings that you found out in terms of putting this whole thing together when it comes to the Irish here in Nashville?
It was funny, my kids were young and they were taking some bluegrass music lessons, and they were asked to play a hornpipe or something. And I'm listening and I was like, that's bluegrass? No, that's actually Irish. And she's like, no, this is bluegrass. And as I started doing research, I started finding out that the roots of bluegrass, the types of tunes and everything, actually evolved into what is traditional bluegrass, and then of course that evolved into country. And there's a beautiful book called The Wayfaring Strangers, and it traces the entire history of the people from the Celtic nations bringing their music over and settling in the Appalachian Mountains, and all their music and what that did. And I mean, even if you look at like square dancing and such, that all came from Irish step dancing that they were doing. So there's so much connection. Southern hospitality, our personalities, even some of the food, like the biscuits and the using soda, Irish soda bread and things like, all that kind of stuff is all very connected.
Fascinating.
It's fun to learn about.
We all are Irish.
Yes. Are you really Irish?
Well,
probably not.
I will be on.
I said to you earlier, I said,
Thank
I'm going to
you,
ask you if you are, and if you're not, I'm going to say, well, you are for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, we
We
are.
all are. Join the crack, as they say, meaning a good time. For the full details and to find out more about that trip to Ireland, visit musiccityirishfest.com.